KBRFradio.com News, I'm Derek Sidian, and this is the weekly news recap, brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonememorial.com, memorials that matter. The race official hurt at the Wissota 100 races on Wednesday night has died of his injuries. Wissota Auto Racing has confirmed the news that Wissota board member and I-94 EMR Speedway staff member Scott Engfer was killed in the tragic accident. Fergus Falls police say that at around 5:30 Wednesday evening, 68-year-old Engfer entered the racetrack on an ATV while a race was actively occurring and was struck by a race car. Life-saving measures were administered on site, and Engfer was transported to the Lake Region Healthcare Emergency Room. Police say he succumbed to his injuries at the hospital. Wissota Auto Racing said in a statement, quote, "All of us at Wissota are heartbroken and devastated by the tragic accident that claimed the life of Wissota board member, I-94 EMR Speedway staff member, and friend Scott Engfer. We offer our sincere condolences to Deb, the Engfer family, all of Scott's friends, colleagues, and acquaintances during this unimaginably difficult time as we all grieve this painful loss. Times like these remind us how precious life is. We ask that you please respect the privacy of the family at this time and offer your support in any way you can." End quote. An investigation is ongoing, and the Minnesota OSHA Compliance Office has been notified of the incident. Two men were arrested in Otter Tail County for selling and possessing cocaine. 29-year-old Zachary Brian Osland and 37-year-old Anthony Michael Guerrero of Litchfield have been charged with first-degree sale of drugs and first-degree possession. Prosecutors say the pair were pulled over by an Otter Tail County deputy Saturday morning after receiving reports that a vehicle was driving all over I-94 and into the grass in the ditch. A search of the vehicle revealed a 2 1/3 pound brick of cocaine, as well as micro baggies and a digital scale. The two men made their first court appearance Tuesday morning. A Fergus Falls woman has been charged for driving high with children in the vehicle. Prosecutors say 48-year-old Nicole June Matfeld was pulled over by a state trooper in Battle Lake on July 26th after he witnessed her vehicle crossing over the middle yellow line while passing parked vehicles. During the traffic stop, the trooper noticed multiple signs of intoxication and placed Matfeld under arrest. Court documents say that while Matfeld initially denied using a controlled substance, she eventually said that she had recently used methamphetamine. Matfeld was transporting 4 children in her car, 3 of whom were her own. Once the children were taken from the scene, Matfeld was taken into custody and has been charged with driving while under the influence of a controlled substance and endangering a child. She made her first court appearance Monday morning. A Grant County man has been sentenced for possessing child porn. 29-year-old Jason Nicholas Rivers of Herman was sentenced to 4 years and 3 months at the Minnesota Correctional Facility in St. Cloud on Tuesday. Prosecutors say that in March, Grant County deputies received a report that a woman from Herman found child pornography on her boyfriend's phone. The girlfriend said she went through Rivers' phone because she suspected he was cheating on her and found 20 to 30 sexual videos involving girls that appeared to be between the ages of 5 and 8 years old. Rivers denied having any such material. However, deputies seized multiple phones and electronics from his home, and sexual images of minors were found. Rivers was taken into custody and charged with 4 counts of possessing child pornography. In August, Rivers pleaded guilty to 3 of the 4 charges. Politicians in Minnesota and around the nation have been condemning the fatal shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk at a Utah Valley University rally Wednesday afternoon. Minnesota State Senator Jordan Rasmussen of Fergus Falls said on Facebook, quote, "I am heartbroken by the assassination of Charlie Kirk today while visiting a college campus. Charlie was dedicated to engaging in robust dialogue and spreading the message of conservative principles to younger generations. His legacy will continue. Charlie's wife and family will be in my prayers." End quote. Kirk was scheduled to speak later this month at the University of Minnesota. A Fargo man was airlifted for serious injuries from a motorcycle crash near Barnesville. Troopers say 60-year-old Ronald Ellis was heading west on I-94 around 3:30 Monday afternoon when his Harley-Davidson lost control and went into the ditch. Ellis was airlifted from the scene by Sanford Air Care and brought to Sanford Hospital in Fargo for treatment of life-threatening injuries. He was not wearing a helmet at the time of the accident. The State Patrol says it is unknown at this time if alcohol was involved. Breckenridge High School classes went virtual this week due to flooding in the elementary school. Superintendent Christy Sullivan says grades 7 to 12 shifted to emergency virtual learning, while grades K through 6 continued in-person learning, but shifted over to the high school. Classes for the elementary students were supposed to begin last week, but were canceled after water main breaks flooded the basement of the building. Sullivan says that while great progress is being made on the repairs and cleanup, the building is not ready for students to return to safely. The Otter County Highway Department has announced the temporary closure of eastbound Interstate 94, exit 55, starting Monday for 3 weeks. County Highway 1 south of Fergus Falls, between I-94 and County Highway 2, is closed for reconstruction. The regrading phase is in progress, requiring the closure of the exit. This has been the Weekly News Recap, brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument. Online at foreverstonmemorials.com, memorials that matter. For KBRFradio.com News, I'm Derek Sidian. Tune in at 5 o'clock every Friday afternoon on KBRFradio.com or on the Fergus Now app to stay up to date with local news. Find more stories on KBRFradio.com. Sign up for email news sent right to your inbox, delivered by Cooper's Office Supply.